I eat salads. I've cut out the red meat. My doctor says my cholesterol is fine. So, why did I just have a heart attack? If you think that simply eating healthy food is enough to clean out your arteries, you're dangerously mistaken. The truth I'm about to share with you today will likely shake the very foundation of what you believe about your health. I'm Mina, and for the last 10 years, I have been investigating the intersection of clinical nutrition and cardiovascular biology. Today, we are going to look past the surface-level advice. We are going to look at the secret game happening inside your blood vessels, a game that determines whether you're safe or whether you are a walking time bomb. We're going to debunk the myths that even 90% of medical professionals get wrong. We're going to talk about why your normal cholesterol levels might be lying to you, why teenagers are showing signs of artery decay, and finally, I will reveal the number one meal, which isn't a food at all, that acts as the ultimate vacuum cleaner for your cardiovascular system. This is a deep dive masterclass. It is technical, it is researched, but I have made it simple enough for anyone to understand. If you care about your heart or the heart of someone you love, grab a notebook. This is the Health Hustle Guide to Artery Health. Section 1. The Cholesterol Fraud. Why LDL isn't the only culprit. For 50 years, we've been told that cholesterol is the enemy. We've been told that LDL is bad and HDL is good. And as long as your total number is low, you are safe. The Framingham Heart Study data. But here is the reality. According to the famous Framingham Heart Study, the longest-running cardiovascular study in history, nearly 50% of people hospitalized for a heart attack had normal cholesterol levels. If cholesterol were the only cause, these people should have been safe. So what are we missing? The train and the tracks analogy. Think of LDL, low-density lipoprotein, as a cargo train, and your arteries as the train tracks. Modern medicine spends all its time trying to reduce the number of trains on the tracks. But the train itself isn't the problem. A train can run on a track for 100 years without an accident. An accident, a heart attack, only happens when the tracks are broken. If the track is cracked or warped, the train derails. In your body, the tracks are your endothelium, the thin, delicate lining of your arteries. When the endothelium is damaged, the LDL train gets stuck in the cracks, oxidizes, and begins the process of plaque buildup. Pattern A versus Pattern B. Not all LDL is created equal. Pattern A. These are large, fluffy LDL particles. They're like big beach balls. They are too large to get stuck in the cracks of your artery walls. They are generally harmless. Pattern B. These are small, dense LDL particles. These are like tiny pebbles. They are the ones that slip into the cracks, cause inflammation, and create blockages. If your doctor only tests your total LDL, you don't know if you have beach balls or pebbles. This is why people with low cholesterol still have heart attacks. Section 2. The real villain, hyperinsulinemia, and the endothelial glycocalyx. If the cracks in the tracks are the real problem, what causes them? The answer is a word you probably hear in relation to diabetes, but rarely heart health. Insulin. The endothelial glycocalyx. Inside your arteries, there's a microscopic, hair-like layer called the glycocalyx. Think of it as a slippery, non-stick coating on your arteries. It's what prevents blood from sticking to the walls. Research from the University of Amsterdam shows that high blood sugar and high insulin levels destroy this non-stick coating. When the glycocalyx is stripped away, your arteries become sticky. They become vulnerable to inflammation. Every time you eat a high-carb meal that spikes your insulin, you are effectively sandpapering the inside of your arteries. Chronic inflammation. Cholesterol is actually a healing agent. Your body uses it to patch up damage. If your arteries are inflamed from high sugar, seed oils, or stress, your body sends cholesterol to the site to bandage the wound. Blaming cholesterol for a heart attack is like blaming firemen for a fire just because you see them at the scene. The cholesterol is there to fix the damage. It's the inflammation that started the fire. Section 3. The young heart crisis. Why age is no longer a shield. We used to think heart disease was for people in their 60s and 70s. That world is gone. The pathology of youth. Autopsy studies of soldiers as young as 18 and 20, dating back to the Korean War and reaffirmed in modern studies, have shown that early-stage fatty streaks, the beginning of plaque, are present in nearly 80% of young adults. In countries like India, we are seeing a heart attack epidemic in the 30-year-old demographic. Why? Because of the Indian paradox. Many people are vegetarian and avoid saturated fats, yet they have the highest rates of heart disease. The reason? A diet incredibly high in refined carbohydrates, white rice, flour, sugar, and inflammatory seed oils, omega-6 fats. This combination creates a metabolic storm that ages the arteries by 30 years in a single decade. Age is no longer a guarantee of safety. You must look at your metabolic age. not your chronological age. Section 4. The carb insulin model. Why low sugar isn't enough. You might say, Nina, I don't eat sweets. I don't put sugar in my tea. But your body doesn't just react to white sugar. It reacts to glycemic load. Asterisk refined carbs, bread, pasta, biscuits, and white rice convert to glucose faster than actual sugar. The fruit juice trap. Packaged fruit juice is a concentrated fructose bomb. Fructose doesn't spike insulin as much as glucose, but it goes straight to the liver, causing fatty liver disease. A fatty liver produces the pattern B small, dense LDL pebbles we talked about earlier. To save your arteries, you must lower your insulin baseline. This means moving away from the 6 small meals a day myth. Every time you eat, you spike insulin. If you eat 6 times a day, your arteries are under constant sandpaper attack. Section 5. The stent myth. Emergency patch versus permanent cure. Many people think, if I have a blockage, I'll just get a stent or a bypass. Problem solved. The stent reality. A stent is a mechanical device that pushes a blockage open. It is a miracle of modern medicine for a person in the middle of a heart attack. However, a major study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, the ischemia trial, found that for stable heart patients, stents and bypass surgeries did not reduce the risk of death more than intensive lifestyle and medication changes. The rusty pipe concept. If you have a rusty, corroded pipe in your house and it develops a leak, you put a patch on it. The water stops. But is the pipe fixed? No. The rust is still there. Eventually, the pipe will burst 2 inches away from the patch. A stent is a patch. It doesn't stop the process of plaque formation. If you don't change your metabolic health, you will simply develop a new blockage in a different artery. You cannot procedure your way out of a poor lifestyle. Section 6. The master solution, autophagy, and the power of fasting. Now, let's talk about the solution. The number 1 meal that cleans your arteries is the meal you don't eat. The Nobel Prize-winning science of autophagy. In 2016, Dr. Yoshinori Osumi won the Nobel Prize for his research on autophagy. Auto means self. Phagy means eating. When you stop eating for a certain period, your body's insulin levels drop. When insulin is low, the body switches from growth mode to repair mode. It starts a cellular recycling program. It begins to find old, damaged proteins, misfolded cells, and even parts of arterial plaque, and it eats them for fuel. How fasting cleans arteries. Reduces inflammation. Fasting lowers the levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, a primary marker of artery inflammation. Stabilizes plaque. Fasting helps turn soft, dangerous plaque into hard, stable plaque, which is much less likely to rupture and cause a heart attack. Resets insulin sensitivity. It allows the locks on your cells to work again, so you need less insulin to manage your sugar. Nitric oxide boost. Fasting increases the production of nitric oxide, which helps your arteries dilate and stay flexible. Section 7. Practical protocols. How to start the cleanse. You don't need to go on a 10-day water fast to see results. We use the Health Hustle Intermittent Fasting Protocol. Level 1. The 12-hour reset. Eat dinner at 8 p.m. Don't eat again until 8 a.m. This is the bare minimum to allow your liver to finish processing your last meal. Level 2. The 16:8 Protocol. This is the gold standard for heart health. Eat all your food within an 8-hour window, e.g., 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. This gives your body 16 hours of low insulin time to activate autophagy and clean the endothelium. Level 3. The 24-hour deep clean. Once a week or once a month, do a 1-day fast. This triggers a massive surge in growth hormone and a deep biological scrubbing of your cellular waste. What to drink during a fast. Water, with a pinch of sea salt for electrolytes. Black coffee, no sugar, no milk. Green tea. Section 8. The advanced biomarkers. What to ask your doctor. If you want to know if you are truly safe, your standard lipid profile is not enough. You need to ask for these 3 tests. ApoB. A polypoprotein B. This measures the total number of potentially bad particles. It is a much better predictor of heart risk than LDL-C. Lipoprotein A. This is a genetic marker. If yours is high, you are at a higher risk regardless of your diet. You need to know this number. HSCRP, high sensitivity C-reactive protein. This measures the fire, inflammation, in your arteries. If this is high, even good cholesterol can become dangerous. CAC score. Calcium scan. This is a simple CT scan that looks for actual calcified plaque in your heart. A score of 0 is the ultimate goal. Section 9. The artery supporting nutrients. While fasting is the master cleaner, there are specific nutrients that help maintain the tracks. Vitamin K2, -7 Malawian kwaches. This is the most important hidden vitamin. Vitamin D puts calcium in your body, but vitamin K2 acts as the traffic cop. It takes the calcium out of your arteries and puts it into your bones. Magnesium, most people are deficient. Magnesium relaxes the artery walls and lowers blood pressure. Omega-3, EPA/DHA, this reduces the stickiness of the blood, garlic and ginger. These are natural vasodilators that support the glycocalyx. Your heart is a muscle that works for you every second of every day. It doesn't ask for much, but it does require the right environment. Stop focusing on the total cholesterol number and start focusing on metabolic health. 1. Flatten your glucose curve. 2. Lower your insulin baseline through fasting. 3. Reduce inflammation by avoiding refined carbs and seed oils. You are the CEO of your health. You have the science, you have the protocols, and now you have the plan. Don't wait for a warning sign. The first warning sign of a heart attack is often the heart attack itself. Start the deep clean today. If this masterclass opened your eyes, please hit the like button. It helps this life-saving information reach more people. Subscribe to Health Hustle for more deep dives into your longevity. Share this video with your family. Let's make the world a place where heart disease is a choice, not an inevitability. Take care of your heart. It's the only one you've got. Keep laughing, keep smiling, and keep learning so you can stay healthy always with the Health Hustle. Would you like me to write a comprehensive blood test checklist that you can print out and take to your next doctor's appointment?